Well, hello, nerds. We are back again, this time for music reactions like we generally do. We had to do that King of the Hill reaction because how could we not? That was pretty epic. So here we are, going to react to Amy Lee and Halsey doing a track together. I don't remember exactly what this was for. I wonder if it says in the title. Oh, no. Reaction, doing the things from... Oh, this is from Ballerina, that's right. It's from The World of John Wick presents The Ballerina. So, just a generally nerdy reaction. We have a little bit of a thing to do. Okay, so before we jump in too deep into this, I want to thank channel partner Duby. About to go order some more Duby for myself, so you should do the same thing. Duby is a better option for your energy drink requirements. Duby.gg is the website. Code at the checkout is generally nerdy. You can follow the link in the description. Or you can just do that. Either way, code at checkout, generally nerdy for 10% off. They are the only energy drink company that does the powders and stuff, right? So only one that does the s'mores flavor, which is one of the two I'm about to order. I need to get some more orange because I love the orange cream stuff, and their Calio Dream is one of the best orange cream flavors. But what's different about Duby? Duby is different because of the nootropics. Duby is different because it has the things not only to keep you alert and keep you going, but also to help your brain function at a higher level. I am not a doctor. These are not statements of doctor type nature. So, do with these as you will, but this is my personal experience with them. I definitely am appreciative of the nootropics that Duby has added to their mixture. Just generally speaking, helps me get through my day, helps me stay focused when I'm doing stuff for the channel, helps me stay focused when I'm at the day job, helps me just be more functional as a human being. So I appreciate Duby for doing their thing and also for helping me out here on the channel. Also, right now, we are still doing the merch push. This whole season is going to be merch. So you go check out the merch store, also linked down in the description. The Metal Nerd shirt is still active. I believe the code just died. If not, I'll flash it up on screen, but I'm pretty sure you just missed out on your 10% off on the store, but the shirt is still up for another week or so. I believe I'll keep it up there. Also have a surprise drop happening probably next week. And I think that's all of the housekeeping we have to get out of the way. Let's talk about our history with the artist. Also, before we get too deep into this, I need to get my qualifications out of the way. I've been making music since I was a very small child. I am not a very small child anymore. I am what some would call an older gentleman. I really hope that that's not true, but it might be because, I'm in my 40s. So I'm getting close to midlife, as they say. So been doing music a long time. Professionally, I've been doing music for about going on 25, pushing into close to 30 years, actually. So I've been getting paid to do this for a while. As far as production goes, that's been more like 15 to 20 years or so. As far as video goes, it's been just over a decade. So I get paid to do the things. I make money doing the things. By some metrics, that would make me a professional in the field. I am not the best, but I am educated as such. So that is why I have the ability to do the things, or the leeway, I guess, to comment on such things. Everyone can make comments. It's just I feel like certain people's comments are a little bit more educated than others, and I feel in the realm of music, I'm fairly well educated. So that being my bona fides out of the way. Now let's actually do history with the artist. We've talked about Amy Lee a couple of times. This is not the first time we've reacted to Amy Lee. However, Halsey, we have not talked about previously. I don't really have a history with the artist of Halsey. I know she's a pop singer. I know that that's about it. I feel like I've probably heard some of her stuff because I'm not unfamiliar with the pop musics, but I'm kind of unfamiliar with Halsey. Again, I'm sure I've heard some of her solo stuff, and it's nothing remarkable as far as that goes because I still couldn't, pick her out of a lineup, vocally speaking. So very little history with the artist. If we do anything else with either of these artists, well, actually, like I said, we've already talked about Amy Lee ad nauseum. Before we get into the Amy Lee stuff, while we're in the history section, let me clarify something. Anyone trying to claim that Amy Lee is a well-decorated songwriter. I got into this in the comment section with somebody on the last Evanescence reaction video. Amy Lee is a mildly decorated songwriter. More so, she's been given awards because she is a woman and not because of her talent. And I think that is ridiculous. I think Amy Lee is talented. I think she's definitely overhyped. I don't think she's as talented as her stans think she is. But I do think she has a pretty unique talent unto herself. I wouldn't say rare, but unique for sure. She's a good songwriter. Is she one of the best? Not by a long shot. She's a pretty decent lyricist. Is she one of the best? Not by a long shot. She speaks to a very specific group of people, and that very specific group of people really, really love her. And more power to them for it. I am not part of that very specific group of people, so I take her on the merits as based on how I view all music and not just female-fronted bands, because I don't care that she's female. I want good quality music. It could be made by someone from Mars. It's a new gender we've just discovered, because we're not going to get into that conversation, but it's irrelevant. If we're making art, the art should stand on its own, and it shouldn't be reliant on the gender of the person creating it. It shouldn't be reliant on the political views of the person creating it, unless it is political art, but that is a whole different conversation. So I've rambled far too long. Let's jump into this. That is Halsey. Yes, I recognize her.
I know I should have the pride. I know I should have the spirit. I know you would tell a lie if you knew I couldn't hear it. And say it oh so proudly.
All right, so right off the bat, just now that we're getting into past that vocal intro, we're getting into actual structure of the song. That vocal line sounds very much written by Amy Lee. That is a couple of her hallmarks. I mean, it's effective. I'm not talking smack or anything. It's very effective. It's a good thing when a songwriter has hallmarks, when you can pick out somebody's artistry just without them telling you they did it, or without somebody else telling, you know what I mean? If you can just see it or hear it and know instantly that is from that artist, that's a really good thing. I really dig it.
But do you know your crimes? And do you think about me? And were you ever mine? You say I mean the world to you, to keep me on my knees and take the knife in deeper just to watch how much I bleed. I'm stripped to the bone. I don't wanna be alone, no matter
Now that is harmony. That was really cool. Somewhere it was sound like a minor third in there. So a lot of times when you get kind of half-baked pop music, or really half-baked anything with multiple vocal lines, when they're trying to do harmonies, you get a lot of octave, especially if it's male female vocal. You'll hear a lot of, it's technically the same note, they're just an octave apart. Or the slightly less lazy version of that is you get the fifth, which is a power chord, which is super pleasing to the ear for just any average listener. But when you start to get really talented with it, you can go into that. I think they're in a minor third, which is there, or you even get into the sixth. If you're doing male female, that sixth, or even minor sixth, that's super pleasing to the ear. And then from there, you would have to get a third vocal in order to get a triad. But those dyads, those thirds and sixths and the dyads are super difficult because you really have to know what you're doing with your instrument. But when you pull them off, they sound really cool.
Every promise that you break, every time you try to place the blame on me, I don't wanna control the pain, turn it into the fire I need. The feeling rushes through me. Can you still hear me cry? But after all, I'm standing on my own this time. Say all of me in the world to you, to keep me on my heels. Deeper life and deeper just to watch how much I bleed.
There we are. There, I found it. See, there you've got... Let's go back because it's going to take me a second to find that. But
Just to watch how much I bleed.
that's a third. That's the same note. That's a down a third, so to the sixth. What is that? Is that the... That's a minor third too. That's cool.
That's why you bite the hand that feeds.
Yeah, that's the end. Interesting way to end that song because, so we're going to get back into talking about Evanescence real quick because on an Evanescence track, I feel like that's the first half of the song, the first third of the song. I know they write a lot of shorter songs as well, but the ones that I have found myself being getting more engrossed in, the ones that I have found to be more involving when listening to them, they're a little bit longer. They're getting towards the 6-minute range. So this 3 minutes and 11 seconds is a little short, especially considering there's kind of a climax in the dynamics. But really, the last third of this song is just coming down off the climax. Oftentimes, especially in pop music, you climax, you come down, and then you go up a little bit again to finish. or you just end on the chorus because the chorus is kind of the hook that's brought us all the way through. So you'll finish with 2 choruses or something along those lines, or even a guitar solo, something that is more invigorating at the end. So this leaving us. See, we're kind of going down. And now we're really down low. It sounds like this is a setup because we have the I'm not going to be able to. Something in there, but it just keeps kind of droning this, and it's not really like there's no you don't return to. I mean, I guess that is technically the 1 because we're here, we're just an octave above. So like I guess on a technical level they did return to the 1, so that should be a lot more satisfying than it is. But like it's because am I hearing this right? Is that really vamping on the minor third and the second?
That's why you bite the hand that feeds.
That's what it is. It's the second and the 7. Is it even? Yeah, it's the 7. That's so weird. Why are we vamping? That doesn't give you any closure, even though you're on the 1 that doesn't give you closure. Why are we sitting there? That feels like it's a setup for something more big and epic, and we're gonna come back in and whatever, and like finish the song. Like there needs to be another 15-20 seconds for this song so we can hit that final bridge that just really drives it home. Like I was totally on board with this, but that ending just leaves me unsettled. Maybe that's intentional. I mean, I did say Amy Lee is not a great songwriter, but she is a pretty good songwriter, so that could be an intended feeling at the ending. So yeah, that's an interesting way to have done that. But that's where we're at with this one, I guess. So yeah, final thought. Where are we sitting with the final verdict on this track? I dig it. Like it was very engaging and affecting to the degree of like, if this came on the radio, I'm definitely not going to turn it off. But the ending just is not. There's no satisfaction in this ending. I feel like there's a better way to have reached that conclusion, or even like just extend it a little bit more and give me one last bridge, something to justify the end of this song. I don't know. But nerds, that is where we are leaving today's track. What did you think of Amy Lee and Halsey doing this song from the Ballerina? You know my thoughts. Go check out this video if you don't want to listen to me talk over it the whole time, and then maybe come back and have the conversation a little better. But I am generally a fan of Amy Lee. Halsey's fine. Again, I probably couldn't pick her solo work out of a lineup, but she's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to stop rambling. My brain is going to be hung up on this ending for some time. So thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Probably going to be a news show, maybe one of the other reactions I'm filming today. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember that if it is generally nerdy, it is probably here.